So, what you guys just witnessed right there was a problem that a lot of us northern skaters go through on a yearly basis. Winter. Yep. Good old-fashioned winter, the thing that kills our progress the most. But don't worry, today I'm going to go over why winter kills our progress and what you can kind of do to stay sharp in the winter and not lose all your skill and be completely garbage and take 2 hours to land a kickflip down a 5-stair when it took you 30 minutes to do it down a 6-stair in the summer. So first you have to understand, why does winter kill our progress as skateboarders? Well, the obvious answer that I could just tell you is it's snowing outside. We obviously can't go take our skateboard and go skate outside. But I'm going to go a little bit more in depth on why it actually does kill our progress. So another pretty big reason why winter kills our progress is because we get rusty after not skating for like a week or so. Yeah, it's that bad. As skaters, we're always trying to get better and trying to learn new things. And to do that, you need to be out practicing tricks pretty much almost every day or every other day. And unfortunately, having snow on the ground outside and it being negative 20 degrees Celsius kind of limits us to skating outside. So we're kind of forced to stay inside and rot away all winter. This reason that I just explained is why whenever you go out and skate during the winter, when it's like maybe dry outside or dry enough to skate, this is why it takes you like 10 minutes to land like any decently clean tricks. It's because you're rusty. Another super big reason why winter kills our progress, and something that I actually suffered from a week ago or so, is because winter lowers our confidence as skateboarders. For example, I'm not exactly the best person to skate stairs and impact, but in the summer, towards the end of the summer, that's something I started pushing myself to try to do a little bit more, right? So I got a little more comfortable. Like 6 stairs and 5 stairs weren't a big deal to me. They were an easy stair set to ollie, right? Fast forward to winter, or fast forward a week ago, I was at CJ's skate parks with my buddies, and there was a 5-stair there, and I was like, yo, let me try to throw some stuff down this. And it took me a couple of tries to get over the fear of it and to build the confidence to skate it, because I didn't have the confidence, because I haven't skated stairs in probably like 2 months prior to that, or like 3 months. So it really messes with us and lowers our confidence if you don't keep up with skating certain things, especially like things that you're scared of. Now, here's another reason, and that is it gets dark super fast. We know like in the winter, it gets dark at like 4, right? Like at the peak of winter, it gets dark at 4. And that doesn't give you much time to skate during the day. Maybe you're in school, or maybe you have work and you get off work at like 2 to 3ish. That gives you an hour to skate. Or maybe you get off work later and that gives you like even less time to skate. So having the sun set at a super late time is another big factor of why, like skating during the winter months, we don't get much time to skate if we can skate. Also, something that I didn't really think about until I started filming this video was that in the winter, it's a lot colder and you don't get much time to warm up, or it takes longer to warm up. Like me, I'm sure I could speak for a lot of skaters when I say this, but even in the summer, the first thing we do when we get to the skate park is jump into skating. We don't take the time to stretch, do some jumping jacks, some jogging on the spot, all that, like what you really should be doing when you get to the skate park, which is warming up. In the winter, that is 10 times worse. I'm telling you, it's so much worse than it is in the summer, because your muscles are cold, and if you try to jump right into skating out the car and it's like below freezing, you are more likely to get injured by like pulling a muscle or something because you're cold. So, not having a proper warm up is killing your skateboarding progress. And another obvious point was that, like since it's snowing outside and it's like negative 20 degrees, you don't really have anywhere to skate. Like you can't go skate outdoors. So what's your first instinct to do? Probably go skate underground somewhere, right? You get kicked out. Yeah, you get kicked out pretty fast when you try to go skate underground or inside somewhere. What else are you going to do, you ask? Well, I'm assuming you go on Google and type nearest indoor skate parks. Search. That pops up. The closest indoor skate park to you is 30 minutes away. Costs $15 for like an hour or two. Most skaters are probably broke, like myself. I don't think many people have access to a lot of indoor skate parks near them, myself included. So it's not exactly the most convenient place to skate if you don't have an indoor skate park near you. But don't worry. I know I'm spitting out all of these negative things that are killing your skateboarding, that's making you seem like a worse skater than you are. Blah, 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 Why don't we talk about some things to fix all that and make sure that these things don't happen to you and that you stay sharp in the winter? All right. My first option for you guys to stay sharp in the winter. I mentioned this in a video last winter, and I'm going to mention it again because I think it's a great idea. Even though I don't really have one, go get yourself a snow skate. For those of you guys that don't know what a snow skate is, it's like a designated board that's made out of like plastic or wood, and it's like coated in like a certain glue and a certain like finish so that the snow doesn't affect it, and it has like super steep concave, has grooves on the bottom of it to glide in the snow, and it's just really like a board that's meant for skating in the snow. My recommendation, I've seen a lot of people hype up Ambition snow skates, so Ambition snow skates, go check them out on Instagram. Now, although this isn't really like skateboarding, it's probably the closest you're gonna get to actual skateboarding in the winter if you don't mind the cold, because a lot of people say, yo, Cam, go snowboard, pick up a snowboard, start snowboarding, snowboard. I get like a bunch of those comments in my TikTok section, and like snowboarding doesn't, I've never tried it, but I've heard a lot of people say that it's not exactly like skateboarding because you're obviously strapped down on your feet. You don't have that freedom and mobility of like kicking your board and then catching it again. So that's why I feel like snow skating is a little bit better of an option, because you have that like flexibility to like do flip tricks, spin tricks, all that stuff that you would be able to do on a normal skateboard. So let's say you don't want to snow skate and you really want to actually use your regular skateboard. Well, in that case, I would say if you have a garage, take advantage of that. If it's not too dirty, I know coming from a fellow garage skater, they get pretty dirty in the winter. They collect a bunch of chunks of snow, chunks of ice, and it's just super disgusting to skate in there. If you can, do your best to clean it out. Maybe wait for it to dry a little bit. Ask your parents politely, guys, not rudely, ask your parents politely to park their cars outside for a few days to let the garage dry. Next up, let's say for some reason you have something against snow skating and you really want to use your skateboard deck, but you don't have a garage, or you do have a garage and it's just disgusting to skate in. I got a good option for you. Carpet boarding. For those of you guys that don't know, carpet boarding is essentially where you remove your trucks from your actual board and you just put it on a carpet, and you can do flip tricks, kind of. You could do a lot of like shove it tricks. So if you're a beginner and you want to learn how to shove it, carpet boarding is a great option for you. And I can actually say that carpet boarding is kind of fun for like 30 minutes and then you get bored of it. Okay, so let's say now maybe you don't have a carpet, or you live in an apartment and there's people below you and you don't want to be a bad upstairs neighbor by banging your board around all over the ground. I got a good option for you. Fingerboarding. Fingerboarding is, I know it's not like skateboarding whatsoever. Fingerboarding, like coming from a fingerboarder who's been fingerboarding their fingerboard for about 4 years, fingerboarding is a great hobby. It's gotten me through like 3 winters. Well, you still get that skate itch to actually go out and skate, but for the most part, it like fulfills that need to go out and skate and get tricks, because learning tricks on this fingerboard, well, not this exact fingerboard, but learning tricks on fingerboards kind of gives you that like same feeling and satisfaction that you get when you land an actual skateboard trick. So give fingerboarding a shot if you haven't tried it. Okay, so let's say, fingerboarding's expensive, you know what I mean? Like a good setup could cost almost the same as a real skateboard, like 180, something like that. Let's say you don't want a fingerboard. You want something more skateboarding related. My recommendation would be skateboarding video games. I myself play Skate 3 and that's it. But if you don't have an Xbox or a console to play skate games on, Skate 4 is also on PC, I'm pretty sure, and it's free. Or if you don't want to download it on your computer and you got Roblox on your computer, there is skateboarding games on Roblox. I'll put a couple of them up on the screen. But Cameron, what if you don't have Roblox? Well, I got another option for you. You're probably watching this video on your phone. So once you're done watching this video, obviously, once you're done, close YouTube, go to the App Store, type in Skater Mobile or Touchgrind Skate 2. I would say those are my 2 recommendations for mobile skateboarding games. I've played both of them. That's that for like skateboarding games. And that honestly just about does it for all of my advice that I could offer you guys for trying to survive winter and keeping your body sharp and not being rusty. You can always watch my content if you're bored and none of these options fulfill your need to skateboard. Feel free to go back and watch some of my old videos. Or I got Instagram at skater.cam, or follow me on TikTok at skater.cam. I post skateboarding content. So yeah, I really hope this video helped you guys, or will help you guys survive the winter just a little bit more as a skater. If it did, definitely make sure to drop a like down below, leave a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 2K, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys subscribe to the channel. And go subscribe to the second channel at More McKinnon. I'm going to quit yapping because I've been doing that for however long this video is. And I'll see you guys in the next video.